And I want to tell you the three sources of the resistance that we've identified. And there's probably even more, but I want you to know this is very, very common. First of all, for those of us that have experienced trauma or abuse or neglect or discrimination or poverty or all kinds of heartbreak, abandonment, anything that you have survived, a lot of us drag that into the bathroom every morning, and it stands between you and the person in the mirror. And you see it as evidence that the person you're staring at, if you'll even look at them, is damaged or unworthy or whatever you say, unlovable. And so the resistance is this deep-seated belief that because of those things that you've survived, you do not deserve the high five, which is where the resistance comes from. So I'm here to tell you, if that resonates for you, the high five is a beautiful thing because you don't need to say a word. You can feel all that resistance. That's okay. Because the physical gesture and the programming in your mind do all the work for you. And, you know, if you have survived all those things in your life, you not only deserve a high five, you need one. And you need one to heal. Because, you know, if you can think about the times where you have given or received a high five, Dr. Nicole, what does the gesture communicate whenever you give it to somebody?
I think high fives communicate acknowledgement, right? You see that person and you feel, I'm going to use some version of favorable. You're celebrating some aspect of what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, I love you, I see you, I believe in you, keep going. If somebody's having a bad day, shake it off, you got this. And you've never in your entire life high-fived somebody and thought, I hate you, I hope you lose, you're the worst. You can't do it. Like, so if you can stand there and say that person in the mirror is unlovable, but the second that you raise your hand to high five yourself, your brain takes over, and so does your nervous system, because they know what a high five means. So it is impossible. Try it. Try it. You cannot high five yourself and actually think something terrible about yourself, because your brain neurologically won't allow you because of the programming in there. It's like trying to sing the lyrics to a different song while Let It Be is playing. You can't do it. You know, it's in your mind. And so the more that you make this a daily practice, what ends up happening is you silence the critic, and the programming associated with the high five starts to marry with your own reflection. Now, another thing that happens is, like, form of resistance is all the regrets that you have and the shame that you carry. So if you're human, you have done things that you deeply regret, whether it's cheating or lying or addiction or hurting others or hurting yourself, all stuff that you did, by the way, while you're trying to survive. Things that you would gladly forgive Dr. Nicole or Mel Robbins for, but you drag it into the bathroom every morning. And you use that as evidence, again, to see a person that is not worthy of celebration because of those things. This was actually a really big insight because of Chris, my husband. When he got out of the restaurant business, the restaurants that he and his best friend opened ultimately shut down. And it was interesting to watch that happen, because when they shut down, his business partner looked at the 7-year experience and was like, it's restaurants, you know, I'm really proud of what we did. We worked hard. We did a good job. Like, we were great employers. Like, we had a great product. Okay. You know, whatever. Did we return the profit? Nope. Let's move on. My husband couldn't do it. He could not do it. He had the classic experience of shame. The restaurant failed. I'm a failure. I did not know, Dr. Nicole, how deep of a hole he had fallen into because of the masks that he was wearing, hiding his depression, probably not even present to the fact that he was experiencing depression. And then, of course, once he started to realize that's what it was, feeling like there was something broken, he has for 7 years stood next to me at the bathroom sink and looked in the mirror and seen a human being who's a failure. And when I first started doing this, and I said to him, you know, I think you should try this, Chris. Like, this has some crazy impact on me. I think this might help bring the light back in. And he said, the high-fiving yourself is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And as we unpacked what the stupid was, because I said, actually, Chris, I think the reason why you think it's stupid is because you don't think you deserve one. And that's the heart of the resistance, that you are standing in such profound judgment that you are refusing to give yourself the forgiveness and the acknowledgement and the support that you need to pivot and turn toward healing and moving your life in the direction you deserve to move it in. And what's great about the high five is you don't have to stand in front of the mirror and go, I'm great. You don't have to do that. And in fact, it wouldn't work because for years you've told yourself you're not. But the second, again, this is called neurobics. It's a whole field of neurological research. The second you apply that physical motion, your brain's programming takes over. It silences the beatdown and you go, this. And it doesn't mean, yeah. It actually is compassion. It says, I see you. Yeah, the last 7 years sucked, but I'm still here and I still love you and I still believe in you. It sends you into your day feeling like you have your own back. You know, the third form of resistance is what you and I know so well because we've talked about it a lot. And this is one that comes up for tons of people. And that is, unless you've done something that deserves the high five, like you've hit the weight, you are the size pants, your hair looks good, you have the money in the bank, you're driving the right car, you're dating the right person, you're doing the right thing, your mom's, like whatever it is, the thing outside of you, unless that's happening, you don't think you deserve something. And, you know, when you flip it and you realize, no, your life is a marathon and we don't stand along the edge of a walkathon and a marathon with our arms crossed and go, mile 7. Do you see the pace you're running? I'm not cheering for you till you get to the finish line. And even then, I'll see what your time looks like. No, we cheer for people, clap for them, high five them every step of the way. And that's what you need to be doing to propel yourself forward. Your favorite sports teams, they don't start a game by standing there, Dr. Nicole, I saw your last book. It really blew. You know, I don't know how this one's going to go. That's not how you start a game. You literally ground down in optimism. You ground down in partnership, in trust, in faith. And then you seal it with this positive, energizing gesture that aligns you on that commitment. You send yourself into your day that way. And the final piece of research that's really exciting, and I bet you'll be able to even go deeper on this, is Dr. Amen asked me, he said, so when you leave the bathroom, do you notice that you feel a little more energized? And I said, yeah, I'm assuming it's just because, you know, it's like, hey, you know, it's kind of cheesy. Is that what it is? And he said, no. He's like, Mel, no. He said, just what you said about emotion and energy. Our nervous systems are wired for vitality. They have celebratory energy encoded in them. And so there are all these gestures you've done forever, whether it's celebrating somebody scoring where you raise your hands or crossing the finish line or raise your hand to wave hello or raise your arms to hug somebody or raise your arms to high five. The reason why you feel your vitality come back is because your nervous system also recognizes the gesture. So you get dopamine, you get the positive programming, and you get this little boost of celebratory energy that comes through your system to lift you into the day.